how does it feel to be back in the saddle and with your own series?
It's so much fun. It's like riding a bike. You once you get on well, it's it's like riding a 1969 Mustang that's blue that revs like a locomotive.
The man of the hour, the one who is here to answer the question on everyone's minds. Where's Tommy Egan? And I think it's been so long since viewers have seen Tommy. I mean, for you, how does it feel to be back in the saddle and with your own series?
It's so much fun. It's like riding a bike. Once you get on well, it's like riding a 1969 Mustang that's blue that revs like a locomotive. It's really great. I love the new show because of the cast. The cast is fantastic, from Tommy Flanagan to Chris Lofton and Isaac Keys and Lily Simmons, Shane Harper, 𝐒𝐿𝐭𝐮𝐥𝐿𝐿, and Gabrielle Ryan. It's been an amazing journey with a new cast of characters, and I think that's going to be really fun for all of the Power fans out there to have not only Tommy, but all of this new cast in a new situation in a new city. So it really evolves the Power world truly into the Power universe.
And we're in Chicago. You're from Chicago. A lot of the other cast members are also from Chicago. What do you feel that adds in terms of authenticity to this show?
Well, I think that it adds authenticity in the way that characters like Guy Van Swearingen, who plays Paulie Pierogi, and Phil Donlin, who plays Simon McDougal, also Chris Lofton, Lucian Cambridge, Ahmad Ferguson, all Chicago actors. Now, myself, I haven't lived in Chicago. I've been in New York primarily for well over 20 years now. So I had to reacquaint myself with the city, which I think was really good because a lot has changed in that time in the city and the streets that I used to play in as a young boy, teenager, and young man. And I was relearning the city just as Tommy Egan was learning the city. So art got to imitate life.
Now, quick question. And there is a right or wrong answer to this. New York pizza or Chicago pizza?
Depends what kind of pizza. If you're comparing deep dish to a regular New York pie, like a slice, it's New York all day. But I still love my original pizza place in my old neighborhood at Milwaukee and Austin, Phil's Pizzadora. What's up, Sal?
Now, I think from the first episode, I would like to compare between what we see of Tommy now and what we've seen of Tommy before. I think before, a lot of people have thought of Tommy as kind of a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy. And it doesn't take him very long to also get physical in this first episode, but he kind of has to move differently and takes a different approach to things. Is this going to be the chapter of Tommy's story where he kind of learns a little bit of restraint?
Well, I think that Tommy what Tommy does best is survive. So whatever it takes to survive, I think that Tommy will always remain Tommy. Those aspects that we've always known about Tommy's personality and character will always remain there. But he might have to change the dials. The calibrations may have to change a little bit in order for him to survive, which ultimately is what he does best. Tommy does a lot of things that we wish we did. I think it's certainly me. He stays in the moment. He's present. He's confident, but he also goes with his gut. And in the streets, Tommy's gut is right. Tommy gets it. Tommy is at one there. He's really a product of the streets. But these streets now have changed. Tommy's the same, but the streets have changed. So in order to adapt and survive, he's going to have to adapt and survive. And with this new cast of characters, he better keep his head on a swivel because not everybody is who they seem. All
right. Well, thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Thank you, Brianna.
Watch the first episode. Amazing. Blows my mind. What are you enjoying so far from just being a part of the Power universe?
I mean, just getting to be in this world that Courtney Kemp and 50 Cent created so perfectly. It's magic. We're on the Tommy Egan show. Come on. That spinoff. Yeah, it's been incredible. It's the fantasy and the also realness of the Power universe is so special. I think it's usually either one or the other you see on TV these days. And I really think there's something magical about that.
And Tommy, what about you?
I think, you know, this whole Power universe, it's there's a huge shift coming in the whole television world, the whole streaming world. And I think it's this show, these shows, this whole thing. I think it's been around for a minute, but it's still so new. And I can't wait to see where it's all going. I don't know, there's a great excitement that comes with being part of this universe. And I'm delighted to be part of it. And I want to kind of...
High praise.
Yeah.
High praise. I mean, within all of the other shows, I think also something that we see is a lot of family ties, which is very evident as well, at least from the first episode. I could already pick up on it, you know, but what makes these family ties on this show different than some of the other shows within the Power universe?
What makes the family ties different? To be honest, for me personally, I stepped away from the show, the Power universe. I didn't want to watch it because I wanted to discover it myself and and portray our family the way it should be, that we don't know who the hell Tommy Egan is. But now that I played out the season and I've been time to watch the universe, I love it. It's so addictive. It's great TV. Great TV. So, yeah.
Now, you both have had some experience being somewhat bad guys. Lily with The Purge and Tommy with Sons of Anarchy. Now, how do you go about making your characters feel redeemable? And is that something we might see here as well on a show where pretty much everyone is kind of a villain in their own right?
I think you're right. I think it's not black and white. Everyone is gray. I love Claudia. And I think every decision she makes is right, but I'm biased. I think she's a lot more than just a bad guy. You know, I think she sees a lot of opportunity in Tommy Egan as well. She does it for the love of her family too. The loyalty rings true. And I think every character has good and bad to them, which makes it exciting. You know, you don't know what they're going to do. So.
Bad guy. I think Walter thinks he's a charming country gentleman who, you know, I don't think he thinks he's a bad guy at all. I think he's a psychopath. And we all are. And it's fun to watch all these psychopaths bounce off each other and be so adorable at the same time.
So adorable.
So adorable. Tommy Egan, what a charmer.
Well, true. Well, I am going to enjoy watching how the rest of the season plays out. Thank you again for speaking with us and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying the Power universe so far?
Enjoying it. It's a hell of a ride. I think it's right now, you know, we're starting to kind of load the ship and we're getting ready to take off. And I think it's everybody's excited. I know I'm excited. Don't necessarily know what to expect, but I'm open to everything that's coming. And I just I think that's just a great place to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know we can't share obviously too much of what's going on, but I mean, is there anything that you think fans would be excited to watch for?
Yeah, I think fans, any fans of Power, the universe in general, are going to be excited just to know where's Tommy, because I think Tommy is the fan favorite. Everybody knows that. We all love all the characters, but Tommy Joseph Secor is the one we're worried about. So I think that people are just going to be excited to see a version of Power that I think is more diverse than it's ever been. And it kind of gives Power a different feel. I think Power Book 4 Force kind of gives it a mob-like cinematic feel. It feels like a movie. I think this version, Power Book 4 Force, would be, if Power made a movie, it would be this.
I think with a lot of fans, you know, depending on what kind of fan you are for Power, but if you're a fan of Power, you love the sexiness of it. You love the intensity. You love the deceit, the romanticism. You love all the different things. I think what's big about Power Book 4 Force is that you're entering a whole new city. Everything else has been based in New York. So now we're entering into Chicago, to where you're trying to see someone take over a city. So now you're going to get to see some of the culture of Chicago. You're going to see how things kind of move in that city. And you get to see Tommy come in here and trying to reinvent himself in a place that, you've been used to accustomed to him being in New York, where he had such a support group around him. So now I think you'll see a lot of different players, like they say, new enemies, new, new things just happen. And I think that's what's going to bring probably for a force to the table and make it a strong.
Indeed.
Now, Isaac, from what we can see in this first episode, it would seem like your character has a big decision to make. Mm-hmm. Now, how do you go about capturing those emotions?
I think I'd use a lot of experiences from life. I think we all kind of faced with, big decisions. I think as an actor, a lot of things that we do, we vote from past experiences, and we use some type of substitution to make sure we can get into that character, into that place where that character is. I think with Diamond is that he's making some decisions. He's also trying to get acclimated. So it's like it's a lot of unbalance. He's trying to find his balance. And we're trying to find his balance, and it's teetering because the ground under him is not a good foundation at the moment. So he's trying to find this, and he's trying to implement himself into back into his brother's life, back into the community, and back into a lifestyle that he's kind of evolved from. But at the same time, that's what he knows, and that's what he's good at.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was really great talking to you. From the very first episode, I can absolutely say I'm hooked, but I'm also a Power fan, so I am a little biased. I do want to ask though, how are you liking the Power universe so far?
Loving it. I'm really loving how the character development is unfolding. I'm loving the plot schemes, and I'm loving how everything is coming together. I love being on set.
Yeah, I'm loving it as well. It's an amazing show, an amazing production to be a part of, and all of the actors and cast and crew, especially, Joseph Sikora, the honesty and the truth he brings to this role. I mean, I think that's why fans tune in week to week to see this cat. That's why they've invested so much time and energy into this character, because, Tommy Egan is always Tommy Egan, and his journey is so complex and layered that you can't help but to be hooked into it, and you wanting to see what happens next with him.
And we're in a completely new setting. We're in Chicago. It's my understanding that a lot of the cast members are also from Chicago as well, or at least somewhere in the areas. What do you feel that adds to the authenticity of this story?
First of all, shouts to all of the executive producers, 50 Cent, Courtney Kemp, for even hiring. Both Lucian and I are from Chicago. So to hire us to play these roles, us being from here is such a credit to them, wanting to have such a high level of authenticity to the show. And I think you'll find that, in all of a lot of the characters on the show that you'll see being from here, it's just amazing.
For sure. It adds realness to the show, because sometimes you gotta be familiar with the environment to accurately portray it. So grabbing people that's from the environment is such a smart move on the executive producer's part. I'm excited to be a part of it. Joseph, Joseph is from Chicago.
Yes. Everyone is doing such an amazing job with showing it off, at least from what I can tell in the first episode. I'm really excited to see what the rest of the season brings. The family ties, what do you think really sets the family ties of this show apart from other shows within the Power franchise?
I think because Tommy is doing it so far away from where he comes from. He's definitely in a new area, in a new world, and he has to figure out how to navigate that in his quest and search for the answers that he's seeking. So we definitely see Tommy come into a new light and definitely answer some questions that have been haunting him for a long time.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed speaking with you all today.
Thank you.
Brianna.
I watched the first episode. Amazing. And I am a huge Power fan. It was great. If the other shows are any indicator, I think fans are expecting a few bombshells. What can we expect from you all this season?
Oh, well, without giving any spoilers, Shane, you take that one. Thank you for saying that, by the way. As a fan, that means a lot to us, because this show is for the fans. Like, it's, you know, there's a big expectation. It's a Tommy show. You know, this is the one people have been waiting for. We're excited. And yeah, I think I think that there's without giving anything away. I mean, it's like a landmine like field. You can't you don't want to like step on the wrong thing here, because there's so much that happens and so many things that, you know, up and down, twists and turns, all that. But it's really everyone orbiting around Tommy, you know, and Tommy comes in and shakes things up. You know, he shakes Chicago, like Chicago's, you know, functioning the way it does and everything's going, and then he comes in and just blows the whole thing up. So it's really all of our characters trying to figure out, you know, who this guy is and what the heck's going on, and how to live in his world, you know. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of these characters don't know who he is. And that might be unfortunate for them, because they might not know who they're messing with.
Right. So something that's evident, I think, within most of the shows within the Power franchise are the family ties. And I think you also see that within this show as well immediately. You know, what makes these ties in this show similar and different to the other family ties?
I mean, I guess that's a Flynn family question, right?
I think that, like, it's nice. I mean, obviously, like, the Tommy character and the Ghost character weren't blood, but they were family, and and that's what that was. I think to your question, there is a huge family element, but sometimes the actual blood family isn't as tight as the family that you make through other bonds. And so that's kind of the thing. It's like, is blood really the thing that keeps you, or is it your loyalty, you know, your respect, and like you having that person's back? Because like with the Flynns, they are blood, but like, are they gonna have each other's backs? You know, are as brother and sister, you know, is Claude and Vic, are they gonna make, keep each other safe, or like look out for each other? They're going to actually like, you know, stab each other in the back to get the throne that's up for grabs with the family and all that. So yeah, I think that's really the question, is like, you know, what actually makes you family? And it's not just blood a lot of the time. And I think we explore that for sure during this season.
And Gabrielle, I wanted to ask, you know, in that first episode, I think we as viewers immediately see some type of trauma bond that forms between your character and Tommy. Now, do you think that will play out in a positive or a negative way as the season progresses?
I mean, without saying too much, I think that it's one of those things, isn't it? When you sort of have experienced trauma in your life in any capacity, you do kind of recognize it in somebody else. And I think that that's something that immediately is what attracts Gloria to Tommy when he walks in. She's so intrigued by this man who you know, he is different to Vic in many ways, very, and quite similar in some ways. But yeah, the trauma bonding, that's an interesting way of putting it. And I mean, does that ever end well? I don't know. One of two ways, but yeah, no, I think that definitely is the immediate thing that attracts her to Tommy.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you for talking to us at popculture.com.